What's going on, everybody? Joshua Cook, VYPE Media, out here on campus at St. Pius X with Greg Cranfill for the St. Pius X Football Coaches Show with Greg Cranfill. It's the first time we've done it in person this season. Out here for some special events this week. VYPE Countdown to Kickoff is coming on campus Friday night for the St. Thomas game. We'll count down to kickoff. We'll do the game broadcast as well. So an exciting week out here at St. Pius X with VYPE on campus.
Bunch of great things going on. You got cross country going to district this week. You got the girls volleyball playing St. Agnes and then Concordia Lutheran. So it's not just football. It's the whole community just right in the middle of it. So exciting times.
I feel like this week, because I was looking at everything, like you're saying, like cross country is going, like it's like everything is revved up now, really going to that final push for regional state runs and stuff like that. What's it like here on campus right now with all those sports going on?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting because of the opportunities that are out in front of each one of these kids. I think our athletic director, Coach Jeff Feller does an amazing job, and assistant AD Aaron Van Wassenhove do an amazing job of just balancing and keeping this train moving forward. And then you've got coaches like the cross-country coach, who is Coach Van Wassenhove, and Coach Claire Brockman, all trying to push and lead their teams. A lot of times we talk about how we start, but the most important thing we know is how we finish, and I think we're getting to the point of some of these seasons where every one of these teams are playing their best at the end of the season, and then that's a big bonus for what a great job the coaching staffs are doing. So.
This week, you all have a big game. It's a rivalry game, showdown on Shepherd Drive, as they call it, all against St. Thomas. Rivalry games are different. I mean, I feel like maybe the players get up a little bit more for it just because it's rivalry. You have Ohio State, Michigan, you have Texas, Oklahoma. In your career, I'm sure you've been through rivalry games.
Sure.
How do you temper that a little bit to keep the emotions where they need to be for a game, even though there might be a little bit extra that week because who you're playing?
Absolutely, and we just talk about time and place. We talk about, from day one that I stepped on campus, I told everybody that we would play for those who came before us. And I think anytime we have a rivalry week, that's exactly what we're doing. We have an opportunity to basically go back in time and help remember all the alums, the great moments that we had in St. Pius history, and then try to relive those. But within our own family here, we talk about there's a time and place for everything. And there'll be a time and to get all hyped up, and that's Friday night at Kubiak Stadium once it's time to go. Doing that on Monday and Tuesday, you're putting the cart before the horse. We've got to make sure that we process this week, put everything in line. That way when we get out on the field Friday night at 7 o'clock, we're ready to play our best. So I think that's the main focus, is what do we need to do right now? What's important for this football team to do right now, and then move forward and take another step.
You mentioned this football team. There are guys that are starting to get healthy again. Your roster's starting to kind of look like what you hoped it was going to look like.
Yeah. As
guys come back into the fold, how do you adjust? Because there's been guys that have stepped up, that have stepped up in those roles. How do you adjust that and kind of work those guys back in while also giving the guys that may earn some playing time their just due?
Absolutely, and I think that's what it comes down to. It's just having real talk with your football team. That way, moments like this are not big surprises. We talk about from day one, we are going to play the best 11 football players offensively, defensively, and special teams. But we're also going to reward those kids that come out and bust their tails and do things, and we're going to find spots. And it's not really us finding spots, it's them earning the right to step out on that field. And I think through that process, or through the process that we've been through, there are guys that have earned, that probably would have been a straight backup in the early stages of the season, who have earned the right to step on that field and proven that they can play. So what it does is it builds depth. So when one of those guys that does come back, that has proven throughout his career that he is earned some spots or earned some time, that now someone can step in and give him a play or two, and we don't drop off. We just keep moving forward. So it's pretty exciting. We talked about a couple of weeks. Everything happens for a reason, and we're hoping that what we've been through to this point builds on what we've got moving forward.
I know coming up this week is senior night against St. Thomas, and senior night is always special for everyone. I know last year your seniors were really special just because of the COVID year
Sure.
and dealing with all that. This senior group is a special one as well. What makes this group special?
I think 2 years into the program, they have understood more than just X's and O's, that we've gotten opportunities to live in certain moments, if you will, throughout the course of our 2 years that have helped them develop into young men that are going to help them in the future. Last year's senior class, we got to brush the surface of what we were capable of doing as a program, not on the field, but I'm talking about the meeting time and the relationship aspect of being a part of a high school football team or any athletic team. Just the camaraderie and the kinship that comes with being a part. I think this group has gotten the opportunity to spend that extra year with us. And hopefully they will benefit from it. And families, their mothers and dads and grandparents, same thing. They've gotten to spend 2 years into our program as well, and hopefully they'll see the benefits down the road as well.
Another cool thing that y'all have done out here, and I know y'all just added some more names to, is the Panthers Next Level wall.
Sure.
As you come into the boys athletic area, it's a wall full of just signs of names of guys currently playing it at the collegiate level, and you added some names from last year's class to that. When the guys walk in, do you hope that that's just a reminder of maybe what they're kind of working for, that things are possible here if you put in the work, and that you can get your name on the wall, kind of that goal-oriented deal? Yeah,
that's a great point. We talked about it at team meetings on Monday because we were talking about what's your resume look like, especially for your seniors. What does your resume look like? Well, it looks for them your transcript and your game film. And there is complete importance on what you do for the benefit of this team. But my hope is that you're putting a good resume together so that if you do have dreams and aspirations of playing at the next level, it's not you waiting till the end of the season and going, oh man, what should I have done? We hope that there is a process of you doing it every week so that at the end of the season you can go back and look and say, man, how proud am I of what I've accomplished this year, A, for the team, and B, for myself individually. And I think that's what those kids are doing. So.
And how much of that do you stress with, let's say, with the freshman class?
Sure. When
they come in? Because, it's not something that, I believe it's not something, you just go through your freshman, your sophomore, junior season, then you show up your senior season and go, now I need to make the grades and I need to get good film. How much do you stress with the freshman like that? Your resume, your football and academic resume starts right now.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because the honest answer is, coming from me, it doesn't mean as much. But we let those seniors get in front of those younger kids and tell them. I'll give you a great story. Jimmy Hintz and I were talking about Carson. And Carson, his freshman year, was at the football banquet, and the discussion was that one of the linebackers had just set the school record for the most tackles in a career. And Carson, on the way home, told his dad, he said, I'm going to break it. At that stage in Carson's career, to have the foresight of what do I need to do every day to get to that point, and right now, Carson's senior year, with a couple of games left to go, he's got a chance to break the all-time career tackle, and that's a big deal because they understand it. So I want to put guys like Carson in front of that freshman group, in front of that sophomore group, and go, look, here's what I realized at an early age, and if you haven't gotten to that point, now's the time for you to. So we use our captains and we use our other leaders on those teams and our seniors who are realizing, man, I have a limited number of games left to go in my career, and then it's done. So we want them to understand the gravity of that situation. So,
you mentioned 3 games left in the regular season. Of course, St. Thomas, San Jose Christian, and Beaumont Kelly will be a non-district game to close out before playoffs. What do you want to see out of your team in these final 3? I know you're getting guys back, and hopefully that kind of molds it a little bit.
Sure.
But what do you want to see in these final 3 games as y'all make that push for the playoffs?
Yep. I wrote one word on the board the other day: growth. And I don't care, and we talked about it doesn't matter whether it's in football or in life. From Monday to Tuesday, you want to say that you became a better person, or a better football player, or a better student, or a better son, or a better whatever it is. You want to say that on Tuesday you were better than you were Monday. And that's how we, as individuals, should basically judge ourselves, you know. Are we showing growth? Are we showing improvement? You know, both sides of the ball, for us, we've got some young guys out there. I mean, we've got 5 juniors on offense and 5 juniors on defense with a couple of sophomores sprinkled in there. So we need to see that those guys are still growing and learning and trying to be the best that they can be. And like I said, it's not just on the football field. We want to see that out in the community. We want to see that in the hallways. Wherever it is, we want to see growth. And that's what we talked about. So.
You mentioned growth, and I know this is year 2 for you
Yes,
here
sir.
at St. Pius. I think like 24, 25 years in coaching.
Right.
How have you seen yourself grow as a coach since coming here to St. Pius? Because I know every job is different. You have to kind of adjust and move. But since last year, how have you seen yourself grow?
Well, I think having a community surrounding myself like the St. Pius community is unlike any other, you know. And when going through the interview process, I talked to Principal Ware and I talked to, you know, Carmen and I talked to Jeff Feller, and they all kind of brushed the surface on, hey, this is what to expect. And you're like, yeah, okay, I mean, sure, this is the interview, this is what you're telling me. But how true they were to me and how true that has become, with knowing that decisions that we make for the betterment of these kids is supported by the parents and the community that we have. Everybody loves to win. Everybody loves to win on that football field on Friday nights. But I told them during the interview process, and I think it's more true here than in anywhere I've been in 25 years, parents want to win. And they're going to scream and they're going to holler. But what they really want to know is that their son has had a great experience, that they were loved, and that they were treated fairly. And I think every one of the parents here, or I hope that every one of the parents here at St. Pius can say that. For me, growth is just that. Can I find ways to get better? Can I find more opportunities for these kids to put it out in front of them and help them to become stronger men and one day husbands and fathers?
And on that, we will wrap up this edition of St. Pius X Football with Greg Cranfill. We're out here on campus at St. Pius X coming up this Friday. Don't forget, starting about 5:45, we will start us on the live set. So students at St. Pius X, be out there, be loud. We're ready for you, Coach. Appreciate the time. This was fun doing this in person.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
All right, we'll see everybody Friday night.
Go Panthers.